This is the work though. This is reality. This is what I'm doing before I go out on a walk. I'm looking at him and I'm working on his state of mind. And I'm working on him behaving how I want him to. It could be boring for the audience, but the thing is this is what's important, boy. We're all about changing the dog's perspective, and we're all about getting the dog to read the room, and decide what to do based off on what they think we might like, okay? That's not to say that there's not gonna be times we're gonna encourage them to just let their hair down and just go and have a grand old time, and we do that daily. But we call it working when the dog's out with us and expected to be appropriate socially. That's work, okay? He doesn't have to be towing something or sniffing out bombs or drugs to be working. As a companion, a good companion, his job, while we're supposed to be appropriate, I haven't said break, let's go run through the woods and chase squirrels and go play ball or go swimming and go roughhouse with another dog. I haven't said that. So if I haven't said that, you're working. And your job is to be a joy to be around, really. Your job is to de-stress my life. My job is to lead you, and we can be a unit and we can go through the world together, and it should be somewhat enjoyable, but it's not always enjoyable for the leader or for the dog, because there's gonna be times where the dog's not on track and we need to address that. All right? So, what I'm doing with Sully today, who is doing really good, by the way. He is definitely upped his game, and I'm very proud of him. But I just want to give you guys some examples. I'm using Sully as my guy to help me talk about this topic today, but it's not just for him, okay? It's for all of them. Get a dog. And I'm talking about the average person that I see who brings their dogs here. Actually, I'm talking about everybody, guys. Everybody that I see, because the dog's not doing well at home. That's why they're here. If the dog was doing great, nobody would pay this much to bring them here, right? So, we get the dog and we immediately start having as much fun as possible with the dog. The dog's 10 weeks, you could be rescuing a dog, it doesn't matter. The whole thing is about comfort and fun. That's it. And that leads to a dog who's misbehaving and doing whatever they want and eventually causing you pain and stress. What we want to do is what I would like to see is somebody getting a dog, laying out the foundation, raising it with discipline, showing it what not to do and what to do, and then eventually having the dog earn this level of freedom. That gives you a different dog than if you just let them do whatever they want and then trying to tighten up when they are doing bad. So with Sully, and any dog, every step along the way while I'm interacting with the dog, it either has to line up with my rules or it's getting corrected and we redo it. And it takes work. And work's not always fun, right? So I'm sitting here, it could be he's doing great now, so we could leave now. But while he was stressed, if I walk out that door, which is rewarding because he wants to walk out that door, I just agreed and said, that's an okay standard to have up here in your mind for the walk, right? People do this because they're in a rush because they live a really, really busy lifestyle. Or they just don't know. And that's on you too, because there's Google and you have a phone. Everybody's got a phone. I mean, all the answers are right here. So, my point is, we're gonna go do the work. It's not gonna be fun, but 6 months down the road, we have the best life that we could possibly have. And we're not going through all that bullshit for the next 10 years, because it doesn't go away. People who wait for the problems to go away, like, oh, he'll outgrow it. Those are our clients. They're like, no, they didn't outgrow it. They don't outgrow it, especially if a behavior is useful and rewarding. It doesn't go away. Why would it? It gets stronger. They use that behavior more, okay? So today is all about associations. When I get to week 2 with a dog and we're using the training, I want to change the dog's associations to as much common events as I can, like the walk, guests coming in the door, a ride in the car. And so I test the dog by seeing, where is your head at home? How were you thinking about the walk before this training? And how can I leverage that, get that out of you and say no to that? So this is how we do it. Baby talking, start talking to him. It's actually kind of fun. This part is actually kind of fun. I get to talk to the dog like a crazy dog person would, and you start seeing the dog unravel. You start seeing just the training go away, the mind starting to like go into like this fuzzy, it looks like they're gonna explode, like stress. I can literally cause this dog stress right now by baby talking it. And you just see the heavy panting and the yawning and no whining, luckily, because of the work we've done, but you can see it happen because of the association from the past, okay? He didn't come out of the womb with knowing what good boy means, or knowing what wanna go for a walk means. It's 100% created. And how that's created, if you're following me, is when we get the dog, we just wanna have fun with it. So we talk to it like, do you wanna go have fun? You wanna go for a walk? You wanna go for a ride? You wanna get on the couch? You wanna lay on the bed and watch Netflix? You want a treat? You want some food? Every interaction is that. Then that's their association to these events. And the association is high arousal, very stimulated. And then when they see something in the environment, they take that energy and react to it with that energy. And then we don't know how to stop that, so that keeps going, and that becomes then patterned. It becomes their response. Their default response without even thinking is this crazy mind reacting to the environment. It didn't have to be that way. The thing is, for me, seeing case after case after case after case after case after case, it all could have stopped if the human just knew, just had the education that was going to lead to bad things, and that needed to be corrected, and you needed to tell them to do it this way. And I mean, because I know it and the people around me know it, it's so difficult to watch a dog transform into a ball of anxiety simply because the person who purchased it, and this doesn't go to Sully, this goes to America. The person who purchased it didn't know how to raise it. I figured, hey, maybe I'll figure it out as I go. If you're like the average person, you don't figure it out, and the dog ends up becoming very anxious and very unstable in the head, right? So everything is just a mess. So then they come here and we teach them all about the calm state of mind. We teach them all about how to behave appropriately and how to do the commands and how to do things without going bonkers upstairs. And he's doing well. That's because I didn't use any baby talking or anything like this. Now it's time to introduce those old triggers, the baby talking and all that stuff. The whole session today, I'm going to be talking to him like a crazy dog person, and it's going to make him stressed. You're gonna see it. And then once he gets to the point where he's breaking a rule, I just go back to my other tone, no, correct. And this is going to start teaching him that if somebody comes and talks to you with this certain pitch and stuff, it doesn't give you permission to start breaking rules, okay? Because I know that this sound that I'm making is it's bringing back old associations, right? So I'm gonna try it again. I did it off camera and it was very evident that there was some serious anxiety just behind some words and some pitch. So if I said, you wanna go for a walk? Wanna go for a ride? Honestly, I try to sound like a girl as much as I can, because most of the time this is how we talk to them when we wanna have fun. And I will start seeing heavy breathing, yawning, impossible whining just for talking to him that way, okay? This is the only way to get it to go away, is to trigger it and disagree with it, and trigger it and disagree with it, until you'll see it won't take long because of this training. He's gonna hear me talk like that and he's not gonna react that way, okay? So, first of all I gotta do is break him because he did really good. He figured this out on his own. Break, good. And like, see, this is the thing about these videos, they're boring. There's nothing going on. I'm standing in a room just talking to a camera, right? But this is what helps you understand the psychology of why what we do works and why what everybody's doing as far as people who aren't successful with the dogs at home is failing, okay? My rule is I want him, while we're interacting, unless I've told him otherwise, to be calm. And I know all the signs of a dog who's starting to get anxious, get stimulated, become aroused, right? I can see those signs. Go for a walk. First time, ears forward, perked up, heavier breathing. He would have been whining if I haven't disagreed with whining for the past 2 weeks, right? He would have been whining. Everything about his body started to get anxious. And then he corrected himself mid-talking to you guys and put himself in a double down. That's all because of the training. It's also because of the room he's in. There's one. And also because, you know, the company. You wanna go for a walk? You wanna go for a ride? A little bit. You can't hide it. See, I'm getting it. You wanna go for a ride? Now I'm not gonna correct him unless he starts whining or starts really bad. He should correct himself at this point. I'm gonna let it go to see where it goes. Would you like to go for a walk? You wanna go for a ride? He's not in the command. You wanna go for a walk? Would you like to go for a ride? Because what the dogs assume is that pitch means it's time to get excited. And I want him to realize it doesn't mean that. And I think he already realizes that, but he's really he's having trouble. Would you like to go for a walk? Would you like to go for a ride? Hi, would you like to go for a walk? It's good. I mean, he's struggling with it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I feel like he is having a little trouble with it, but he's aware of what not to do, and he's holding himself together. This is the beginning. What happens after this, if you do this for a while, it ends up being that. You just look like a chill dog, even when somebody's talking to you that way. Go for a ride?
Nice.
That's good. What do they call it when you're trying to warn somebody? What do they call that? Full disclosure? Disclosure. Don't talk to your dog like this when you get home from training. I'm not telling you this is how we work them. This is part of the training. Obviously, you can do this if you want. You can work on this, but this isn't how you would typically go and do a heel around the neighborhood, right? Did you like to go for a ride? But he's just so good right now within the confines of the program that I have to let him out of it and start seeing what he does outside of the program, which means there's no command. I'm not talking to him, and I'm not saying, sit, heel, right? I'm saying, yeah, let's go have fun. I'm imagining we're gonna see some slip-ups as we leave prop. Break. Pass the pass.
Thank God.
I mean, Thanks for following us around today, guys. It's a little bit of a long video, but I hope it's not too boring. But you can see how associations definitely can mess a dog up, right? So we put up some stories while we're doing this video about Sully's state of mind, and if you talk to him in a baby way, it just like training goes out the window, and the poor guy just, it's really sad to see it unravel. You're working with your dog, and you're trying to bring him to a better place, and the people around you are kind of giving you that level of challenge before the dog's ready. It can be very, very hard. So this is why, if we make it part of Sully's training, then when they do it, it's just part of the training for him. You get to say, like, okay, Sully, put it on Sully and you. Don't put it on them, okay? So, of course, we're going to advocate for him and not let them get over the top with anything. But he needs to learn that especially, not even just even one, especially when people are talking to you like this, relax and look at me for guidance. Like, if I say no when they're talking to you that way, that means no. Because all it really is, if you think about it, it's just Sully sees something that he wants, and the thing that he wants him. So then he's got to choose you and your rules or this outside stimulus. Again, it doesn't just have to be a family member baby talking your dog. It can be another dog. It could be a bunny. It could be a squirrel. It is simply something that he desires that is, you know, tempting him. So we use that stuff as part of the training. Put the dog on place. Have somebody baby talk. If he makes a mistake, correct. This cleans it up. And it gets to the point where you've seen Sully on the video yesterday. This lady was baby talking to him, and I was so proud of him because I didn't know what he was gonna do. He literally ignored her and seen it as like, nope, I'm not gonna fall for that trick. Okay? So if we just shift our lens and don't tell ourselves that people can't baby talk our dogs, even though there's going to be times we're going to say, please don't baby talk our dog, and look through the lens of our dog needs to learn that baby talk just means to calm down further, then we see this happen with dogs. We can literally make it so that sound means to relax, otherwise a correction's coming. And you'll see people baby talk them, and you'll see the dog think about it and then catch themselves and calm down. Because somebody's baby talking, they know that means to relax. Unless you've said break, go over there and have a good time and, you know, do your thing. He's whining right now. And he wouldn't whine in the car. You hearing it? This is why we do this. This is why I baby talked him. I'm going to correct him in a second. This is why I tried to use a lot of praise yesterday. I tried to feel like a really nice guy who wasn't going to correct you and talk to him this way all the way to the car. Because the only way I can get him to slip up like this is if I'm, you know, that person who doesn't hold you accountable. So now I got him whining. This means I can now make deep changes with his association to a car ride, right? Even with somebody who's going to be like talking to him gently. So I'm going to continue to talk to him gently today. But the program that he understands is going to be in full swing. Okay? And if I do this for the next few days, he's gonna learn it doesn't matter if somebody's saying down or hey Sully. You hear him back there, right? This is stress, this is anxiety, this is getting ready for the walk. This is the mind, I'm ready. He's gonna take that to the walk, and that's gonna make the walk pushy, that's gonna make the walk unenjoyable for the handler, and if we keep it on repeat, he'll just never change, right? So I'm gonna continue to be kind of this soft-spoken dude today, but the program's gonna be speaking for me. There will be times that I might have to just break character and go back to like a firmer tone, because honestly, that'll fix everything. If he can't figure it out, we'll see. And I'll just say a firm no, and that should clean everything up. But I'm gonna try talking to him gently, but consequences full swing, okay? So I'm gonna wait for him to whine. I'm gonna turn my number to a 25 to start, okay? Pretty good consequence for him. 25 for him right now is a nice, mild correction. No. And then, here's the crazy thing. And then there's silence. Good boy. That's a good boy going for a ride. You see what I'm doing? It's almost like, I know if you're watching, it's like, that's not even fair. But the thing is you can get a dog so tight that they don't fall for the bait of somebody saying, oh, what a cute puppy. Because we all know that dogs go through training programs just like ours. And as soon as you're on the streets and somebody says, that's a cute dog, it's over. The dog sees that as like, that's it. I don't have to listen anymore. So we're putting it on the dog to make them realize that, oh, those sounds are traps. Like, if you fall for the temptation, there's a correction. So there it is. There's correction number 1. And honestly, he's sensitive on the collar. That's why it was a 25. If he wasn't sensitive, it would have been a 50 or a 75, because I need to go the first time on the outing. I don't want to have to like nag, and then he starts whining again, and nag. And then we're stressed before we even get to the walk, and then the walk's not as successful as knowing your dog, listening to the error, and just going, boom, and then moving on, okay? I knew 25 was gonna do the trick. If it doesn't, then I'm just gonna go probably to a 50, you know? And then as he starts listening and being a good boy, my numbers are way, way, way down to just this informational talking level. As long as his mind is cooperative and in a good place, he's not feeling any punishment. As soon as his mind slips, it's like, that's where the numbers get hotter. So it actually reinforces the state of mind that we want, which is calm. Because when you're calm, you're not receiving any of that stuff, okay? Good boy. You chilling. So when it comes to your family members or any other stranger that's going to be baby talking the dog, that's part of your training going home. So luckily, you don't have to feel like you're setting him up for failure, because you can actually, if they're willing to, these people who baby talk the dog, if they're willing to be part of the training and allow us to use them to have him make a mistake, to correct him, to make him better, then good. If they're not, well then whoever's related to them or whoever's closest to them is responsible for standing up and setting the boundary for the dog with them, okay? So, break. And then right here, I'm not gonna put him in command right away. Good choice. Usually they might try to explore without you saying that they can go explore, and that just gets corrected. Just that choice of leaving my little bubble here and going and exploring without me saying. But he made a good choice. That's a good boy. You wanna go for a walk now? You go for a walk? Would you like to go? Okay, good. It's really picking up on this. Good dog. So let's see if all this investment of baby talking, let's see what it does to my walk. Even when I say heel, I'm gonna say it really, really soft.
Heel. Sounds like
it's like it goes against the grain of my nature to talk to a dog this way, but that's such a good little boy. I'm just so proud of a good boy doing good boy stuff.
Nice.
It's not terrible. It's not 100% committed, but he's committed to me more than. I guess that's a good boy. That's a good boy too. That's a good boy. Would you give me a little baby talk to your side?
Hey! 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 Can I pet him? Hey! Hey!
Well, you know,
hey!
he's in chain
Hey!
and
Hey!
he's
Hey!
this.
Hey!
You know.
Hey!
He's my boy.
Oh! Oh!
He's
Hey!
my good boy.
Sully!
Boy, he's passing this test good. sit. Let me tell you something. A week ago, that would have made everything fall apart. Just me talking to him like that. That's a good boy, Saul.
Good boy.
So he's freaking doing too good because I can't get him to really make those big mistakes that I want him to. So this is good. He's passing the test.
That's a good boy. I like it, boy.
Mama, we're gonna go back to the backpack and then we're gonna go have some fun.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm just looking for disengagement, looking for him trying to sniff, I'm looking for him to forge ahead, and I'm going to be direct. Speed changes, good boy. The beauty of this program, though, is if I was to meet a stranger right now and they would be talking to me and they'd say, hey, what a cute dog, oh my God, Bug, how cute. I don't have to say a word to him if he's making an error. If he's really starting to get, you can see him starting to get a little amped up, I can just start clicking on the e-collar like that and watch what happens. Everything, if he doesn't know what it means, he's assuming that it means calm down and what you're thinking about doing, don't do. Good boy, bud. That's a good boy. And so the person doesn't even know what's going on. They almost feel slighted by the dog because the dog doesn't pay attention to them. And so because this means ignore what you're paying attention to and calm down, we start patterning in this response and you start seeing your dog do it to people. And it's wonderful. That's a good boy. Break. That's right. Go ahead, go pat him. Listen. Volunteers, all of these guys got so much going on. And I want people to do it, but I'm not.
Right, I know. Hi.
You know?
Hi.
Oh,
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
He really is doing it.
I am a good boy. I got,
Oh my God.
go out. You know where nursing home is?
Yeah.
Up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like on the ends, the road ends right there. It's a nursing home.
I didn't do anything there. He was just
No.
there.
Good boy.
He's putting two and two together. He understands what's expected of him and he's doing it consistently. He's a joy to be around. I've really enjoyed him. These past two outings that I had with him, I'm like, I can keep this guy. And that's when I know they're ready to go home. And he feels really good. He's a pleasure to be around. Right? That's my boy. That's my boy. He knows what I like, you know?
What a good doggy.
Good. I haven't heard him